everybody, what is up? My name is Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
And today we're going to talk about why Disney Pixar's Quest of Yore should be your very first role-playing game. You gotta try this.
Now, if that sounds like something you might want to play, then just keep watching. So if you haven't heard of Pixar's Onward, that's okay. It came out in March 2020.
Terrible time to come out with a movie.
Horrible timing, but it is an amazing movie. If you are a gamer and have not seen this movie, you need to go see it.
I don't know how you're watching a board game video on YouTube without having seen Onward.
Right? We saw it right the day before the movie theater closed, and we were 2 of the 4 people in the audience. But basically, in Onward, it's a story of 2 brothers, and they are magical creatures living in the modern world. The whole world is the modern.
Yeah, magic's kind of dead.
Yeah,
unicorns eat trash.
Magic has died out. They don't really even believe they used to do that. But one of the brothers, Barley, is obsessed with the game Quest of Yore.
Yes.
Which is basically like the Dungeons and Dragons of their world, except they actually believe, or he believes at least, this is the actual history of their people. So what the Op and Pixar did, they teamed up together and they made a full-length version of the game that's in the movie. And
yes.
It doesn't have anything to do with the movie. It is its own entirely separate campaign.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's dive in and talk about what this is and then how it came to be. Yep. So Quest of Yore is a full sort of dungeon crawly role-playing system that was created that it has a whole storybook. It's super, super thick, but it also has its own system for creating your own campaigns, creating your own characters, and building your own world within their system of combat and all these other things. Now, what I love most about Quest of Yore is I've played a couple different versions of Dungeons and Dragons, a couple different campaigns here and there, but it was never something that I honestly really even enjoyed. I just kind of did it because my friends were doing it. But this was my first experience reading the whole Quest Masters book and running my own campaign. And with such little experience in Dungeons and Dragons, this was such an excellent introduction to that whole system. So it has this really, really cool key in the book that tells you how to teach it. It has different colored sections that say, this is to read aloud as narrative to your campaign. And then it says, this is to read out loud to teach how the game plays. And then this is a private section that is just for you to read about all the secret rules that you don't want all the people on your quest to know. And then lastly, there's a different color that is like, this is tips for you on how to make the gameplay flow. So what I loved most was they really, really heavily weighed into how to make the game flow, how to make it fun, how to make it fast-paced. There's notes everywhere from Barley, so the book is so thematic. It's got like Cheeto fingers all over the corners and
oh my gosh, he and your sister-in-law was so annoyed because he kept thinking that the rule book was dirty. But it's highly thematic.
But it's so good.
This is kind of like Dungeons & Dragons it's very, very open world, but it adds a little like bumpers to it to make sure that you are going in the correct path. But it is still, I played it and I felt super open world. You're like, okay, you wizard are in a bar. Now what? And I was like, oh, okay. So it is fun for that role playing, and it is super enjoyable if you get really into your character and understand your character, and so you can really play off of that. So if you have some theatrical friends or friends that love to improv, I think you would really enjoy this game. And Disney people, if you are familiar with Onward, you are going to love this because there's throughout the movie, they talk tiny tidbits about the game. And there's different things that he references.
Just in general.
Which is all included in this game, so it really expands that. So for a Disney nerd like me, I was loving the theming.
Yeah, and let's talk about why that is. So usually when a company wants to make a game about a popular intellectual property, they're usually going to their marketing team, or they're like, hey, we got licenses, who wants to make a Mario, Monopoly, things like that. But in this particular case, Onward, the whole sort of production crew, so the director, the creative director, everyone directly involved with writing the film went to the Op and said, we want to make a game about this. And so what was so interesting is the writer and the director of the film was involved in the playtesting process, and they were involved in, playing this game, seeing how it played out, and they really, really they had full access to the whole lore, to so many images, to so much writing. And if you look at the rulebook, it's so rich with just art that I'm sure was a lot of concept art probably for the film. But it's just the benefit that they got from working directly with the creative team was incredible.
Yeah, and they do a wonderful behind the scenes video about the making of Onward, Quest of Yore. So I'll link that down below if you want to go check it out. And they interview like the op and the directors of Onward. So it's fascinating if you want to learn more. So let's talk about the overall quality of the game. First off, this game is retailed at about $50, but it is on sale as of right now for $27 over on Game Nerd. So if you want a copy of this,
that's a great deal. You should
amazing
go get it.
Sale.
Yeah.
So I'll link that down below. So putting that out there first, it's on sale. Go get it. But let's talk about the overall quality. I would say you're going to go more into this, but to me, they had a budget and they decided where they should spend that budget.
Yes, yeah. So the books are incredible. You get both the Questmaster journal and then you get like the rule book that tells you how to play. They're both these thick, nice, like, 80-page books that tell you everything you need to know about this world, and it is very well written. I mean, I looked for, minor things like typos, things like that. None of that's in there. The quality's great through the whole thing.
Art's
also,
great.
The art is fantastic. The graphic design of the pages is great. The lore is great. Honestly, I really enjoyed a lot of the dialogue that we were reading and the choices that you get. So I think they did an excellent job with the book, and that's clearly where like a lot of the effort went. The miniatures are also very good. They're pre-washed. You can paint them, that sort of thing, which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful miniatures. And as designers, when we were considering miniatures, they are expensive, like to have that many types of miniatures. So I know a lot of their budget went into that.
And you saw they were in the film.
Yes.
So beyond that, they went cheapo on the components. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The cards are flimsy paper. They're so flimsy. You got the cut lines around the edges. Also, the
not
dice
the art,
are
the texture, the quality of the physical
of the cards themselves. Gosh, but the art on them is incredible. But yeah, they look great. They feel cheap. The dice too are just kind of plain. The
dice to me are where it really stands out. I can look past the card quality because the art is so good, but the dice, they're just RGB, like red, blue, green, like very plain colors. And I was looking at the movie and I was like, well, maybe that's just how they use it in the movie. I liked the movie. The dice in the movie, they're better.
Yeah, there's translucent.
Yeah,
nice.
They're beautiful. So it's just like one scene where you can see them. But so I wish they had done a little bit more, maybe some fun colors, not the basic.
Punch outs too are like the thinnest punch outs I think I've ever seen in my life. But I don't think it has an overall effect on the gameplay. I think it's a splendid experience. I think it's really fun.
So my overall thoughts on the game is that I really enjoyed Quest of Yore. So I have never played D&D before. I've seen it. I kind of know the concept, but so this, I was like the player to the very first time to play this. And I played with two other people. It was also their first time. So it was really only Jonathan as the dungeon master leading us through this quest. So, and we still completed it. We found it super user friendly. You just need people to get into it.
About an hour and a half.
And full disclosure, the op did send us Quest of Yore, but all thoughts and opinions are our own, and I truly enjoyed this experience, and I can't wait to continue my missions and continue exploring this game. And if you haven't seen the movie Onward, please go check it out, and so you can really even appreciate this game even more.
I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like Dungeons and Dragons, and I really like Quest of Yore.
Alright everyone, and that is our review of Quest of Yore by the op. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever we put out a new video. And we'll see you next time.
Happy playing!